The guy is a lunatic. I mean, he literally got shot and immediately jumped back up and started yelling in the direction the bullets were coming from, unarmed. Just tell her. She wants to tell her she wants. But Trump's got all those weird things coming out. I think the guy couldn't get a beat on him. You know, that's not a sane human being. I would have been on the ground crying in the fetal position like, all right, give me the truck. I don't want this job anymore. Ever seen a comedian knocks the socks off a president? Bill Burr just did that to Trump on live TV, and it was epic. The funny man went full blast, roasting Trump like a Thanksgiving turkey. But here's the kicker. Trump couldn't handle it. He lost his cool faster than his hairpiece in a wind tunnel. Want to see how a regular Joe can make the big man squirm? Stick around, it's going to be a wild ride. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing but makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Picture this. Bill Burr, the regular Joe with a microphone, steps onto the stage like he's about to order a coffee. But tonight, he's serving up something a lot stronger than espresso. The audience is on edge, not knowing what's coming next. Burr's known for his no-holds-barred comedy. But tonight's different. There's a spark in his eye that says, I'm about to light this place up. I don't want to hear it. I don't watch politics, so we're going to keep it light. All right, there we go. All right, well, I just got over the flu, which is fantastic. You know what I mean? Just going through this Rolodex of people that coughed on you, sniffled near you, walked by an Asian or something. You try to fight it. You know, they say on the internet, that's where all the disease comes from. The whole flight, I'm sitting there looking at his dirty Jesus feet, and all I'm thinking is, the next pandemic is growing in the bottom of his feet, and all I'm gonna be is the next patient number 2. Whatever the next disease is, you know. As Burr grabs the mic, you can almost hear the collective intake of breath. He starts off slow, talking about the weather or some other mundane stuff, but then boom, he drops Trump's name, and suddenly everyone's sitting up straighter. It's like he's poked a hornet's nest with a stick, and the buzzing is about to start. Burr's first jab hits Trump where it hurts. Here's ego. You know, I've seen sandcastles with better structural integrity than Trump's hair. He quips. The audience laughs, a mix of shock and delight, but Burr's just warming up. He's like a boxer dancing around the ring, throwing jabs, and waiting for the perfect moment to land the big punch. I'll be honest with you, I can't believe Trump didn't win this thing, like 4 months ago. I know that's weird for younger people to hear, but like when I was a kid, if you were running for president and you got shot and didn't die, that was the end of the election. How about the real estate agent that speaks through her nose? Oh, this is so difficult. It's like they overlap. I just can't make up my mind. There was nothing you could say, right? Everybody would just be like, this guy's the man. He is the king. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think the number one reason Trump survived is all those herky-jerk movements that he does. The comedian's words paint a picture of Trump that's both hilarious and brutal. He doesn't just tell jokes. He dissects Trump's behavior with the precision of a surgeon, wielding a very sharp, very sarcastic scalpel. Trump's so orange. When he goes to the beach, seagulls mistake him for a giant Cheeto and try to eat him. Burr says, and you can almost hear the audience's jaws dropping. But it's not just about the laughs. Burr's got a knack for cutting through the BS and getting to the heart of the matter. He talks about policies like he's explaining why his drunk uncle shouldn't be allowed to babysit. It's funny, sure, but there's a nugget of truth in every joke that makes you think. The audience can't believe what they're hearing. Is Burr really going there? Oh, he's going there all right, and he's taking everyone along for the ride. He's like a tour guide in the world's most awkward theme park, pointing out all the attractions you're not supposed to notice. As Burr's roast intensifies, you can almost hear Trump's teeth grinding from wherever he is. The comedian's not holding back. He's going after everything from Trump's business dealings to his Twitter habits. Trump tweets so much, his fingers have developed their own six-pack. Burr jokes, and the audience loses it. But here's the thing. Burr's not just throwing random insults. He's building to something, like a comedian's version of Jenga. Each joke is a block carefully placed to create a tower of hilarity that's just waiting to come crashing down on Trump's head. And then it happened. Burr delivers the knockout punch, a joke so perfectly crafted, so brutally honest, that it leaves the audience in stitches. It's like he's taken all the frustration, all the absurdity of the Trump era, and distilled it into one perfect punchline. The crowd goes wild, laughing and cheering like they've just witnessed comedy history. But this is just the beginning. As the applause dies down, there's a feeling in the air, a sense that something big has just happened. Burr's words are already spreading, rippling out through social media like wildfire. Trump's about to have a very bad day, and it all started with one man and a microphone. Remember when your mom told you to count to 10 before reacting? Well, Trump never got that memo. As Burr's jokes spread faster than fake tan on a white shirt, Trump's gearing up for a tweet storm that'll make his usual rants look like gentle summer breezes. As you were driving, you were cursing at people, at other drivers, and yelling at them from the car. Yes. Do you ever find yourself in a situation where they recognize you after you've yelled at them? I think once you start calling somebody like that, the whole, "Oh my God, is that the guy from that show?" is out the window, and you just want to win the argument. Maybe when they drive away, they're like, "Hey, isn't that guy from Comedy Central?" I don't look at myself like that. I'm just in my head, so I'm looking out, so I'm not seeing me. I'm just seeing what they're doing, and it just annoys me. And boy, oh boy, it ain't going to be pretty. While the rest of us are still wiping tears of laughter from our eyes, Trump's thumbs are already doing their angry dance across his phone screen. You can almost hear the steam whistling out of his ears as he types out his first tweet. Bill Burr, more like Bill Blur, couldn't see the truth if it hit him in the face. Sad D. But that's just the warm-up, folks. Trump's Twitter feed is about to turn into a dumpster fire of epic proportions. It's like watching a toddler have a meltdown in the candy aisle, except this toddler has nuclear codes and a really bad haircut. As the minutes tick by, Trump's tweets get more and more unhinged. He can't seem to decide if Burr's unfunny or dangerous. 1 minute, he's calling him a failed comedian who couldn't get a laugh if his life depended on it. And the next, he's accusing Burr of being part of the deep state conspiracy to undermine America's greatest president. Make up your mind. Donnie, Trump's loyal army of MAGA hat-wearing supporters, jump into the fray, but they're outnumbered by Burr fans faster than you can say, "Kiff." It's like watching a bunch of clowns trying to put out a forest fire with squirt guns. Hilarious, but also kind of sad. Meanwhile, the rest of Twitter is having a field day. Memes are popping up faster than Trump's lies at a press conference. There's one of Trump's face photoshopped onto a giant orange. Another of him throwing a tantrum in the Oval Office with a pacifier in his mouth. Liberals are so stupid the way that they handle Trump. What do you mean you should shut up? And then that was it. He was on the casino circuit. And then, you idiot liberals, you wrote him up. Twist again when you indicted him. And now he's a martyr. He's a narcissist. Neutral energy. Yeah, you think he'd go away. You know, I think he was a one-hit wonder. Right. He wrote The Twist. It's going to be great for comedy. He's coming back. This stupid election is finally over. It took forever, you know. Yeah, everybody knew who they were voting for 4 years ago. And then they just dragged you through a year and a half of this stuff. Like, who was sitting there watching the debate? Still not decided. Two of the most polar opposite people ever. It's like, all right, let's see. What does the orange bigot have to say? Yeah, this year you're not going to get a visit from Santa, but you are going to get a visit from the Secret Service. The hashtag Burr roast Trump is trending higher than Trump's blood pressure after a Big Mac binge. You just know Trump's advisors are probably begging him to put the phone down. They're probably sweating more than Trump at a spelling bee, trying to figure out how to wrestle that Twitter machine away from their boss. But Trump's on a roll, and there's no stopping him now. As the Twitter storm turns into a full-blown hurricane of memes and jokes, something interesting happens. Trump's meltdown becomes the story, completely overshadowing whatever message he was trying to get across in the first place. It's like he stepped on a rake and hit himself in the face. And now everyone's laughing at that, instead of listening to his gardening tips. The internet's having a field day, and Trump's at the punchline. Every time he tweets, it's like he's throwing more fuel on the fire. People are retweeting his rants with comments like, "Someone needs a nap," and "Is this real life?" It's gotta be frustrating for a guy who thinks he's always the smartest person in the room. And here's the kicker. The more Trump rants, the more people go back to watch Burr's original roast. It's like Trump's providing free advertising for the very thing he's trying to shut down. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot, or in this case, tweeting yourself in the foot. Trump might be used to throwing his weight around, but Burr, he's the guy who can dodge a punch and land a knockout with just his words. Let's take a closer look at the comedy arsenal that left Trump more roasted than a Mar-a-Lago poolside. Tourist, do you think it's an LA thing, or is it a self-involved thing? I don't know what it is, but it's just, yeah, I'm kinda known, with all of my friends for that. You're known for it if you call me. And I'm in the car. We're going to be talking, and it's going to be normal. They don't know how to get into a lane. They get 3/4 of their car in, and then their back fender is in the lane, and then you beep at them. And then they look at you and give you the finger like you're the problem, right? Yeah. If I'm talking to a woman, 'cause then she thinks I'm, no, not you, the person in front of me, and then they're just. Burr's known for his precise cutting humor. And boy, did he use it on Trump. It's like watching a surgeon with a scalpel, except instead of saving lives, Burr's out here ending political careers. Some jokes were funny, sure, but others left a mark deeper than Trump's spray tan. Take Burr's jab about Trump's business skills. He quipped, "Trump's so bad at business, he could bankrupt a casino." Oh wait, he actually did that. The audience was howling so hard. You'd think they were at a wolf sanctuary. But Burr wasn't done. He followed up with, "The only thing Trump's good at running is his mouth." Ouch. That's got to sting more than the time Trump looked directly at a solar eclipse. And don't even get me started on Burr's take on Trump's hair. He didn't just go for the low-hanging fruit of calling it a toupee. No, Burr took it to another level. Trump's hair is like his presidency, Burr said. A thin veneer, barely covering up a mess of problems underneath. The audience gasped so hard, you'd think they'd just seen Trump's tax returns. But Burr didn't just go for cheap shots. His political commentary was spot on, and he wasn't afraid to get into the nitty-gritty. He tore into Trump's handling of the pandemic, saying Trump's COVID response was so bad, even the virus was embarrassed to be associated with him. The crowd went wild, and you could almost hear the sound of Trump's Twitter fingers twitching in rage. The audience's reaction to each joke tells its own story. It was like watching a tennis match. But instead of balls flying back and forth, it was jabs and punchlines. Heads were nodding. People were clutching their sides. And I swear I saw one guy laugh so hard, he spat out his dentures. Even Trump supporters in the crowd couldn't help but laugh. You could see them trying to hold it in like they were in church and just remembered a dirty joke. But Burr's comedy was too powerful. It was like comedy kryptonite to Trump's Superman complex. Now, the joke that finally made Trump lose it. It was about his hands. Yep, those tiny little mittens that have been the butt of jokes for years. Burr said Trump's hands are so small, he can't even grab them by the, well, you know. The crowd lost it. I'm talking full-on rolling on the floor, tears streaming down their faces, laughter. And somewhere in Mar-a-Lago, you just know Trump was furiously trying to tweet with those very same hands. But here's the thing. Burr's comedy wasn't just funny. It was a masterclass in political satire. He took complex issues and boiled them down to their absurd essence, making us laugh while also making us think. It's like he found Trump's weak spots and hit them with the precision of a comedy sniper. Can't believe, these are honestly going to be two choices, because I really try to, with each thing, figure out who I'm going to. But, there's gotta be. I want somebody in their 40s. Somebody that's going to have to live with their decisions. Why I said, died peacefully. Oh, you did. I didn't hear peacefully. Then you threw that in. Bill Burr is here. He means no harm. How long have you been wearing suits? You're supposed to unbutton the coat when you sit down. Fooled me the whole time. I don't want, with any luck. With any luck, they'll both die of natural causes before the election. Well, folks, it looks like Bill Burr just dropped a comedy nuke on Trump, and the fallout is spreading faster than a politician's. Promises during election season.